These are just my opinion, by the way. Not that this is some hard fact. It's just how I think of it. So a sketch might be loose. It might have the lines overdrawn, you know, kind of messy, kind of hard to make sense of. But you as the artist know, you know, this might be the sketch phase of something, right? And then the rendered, if you were to draw this, you might go back through and to be considered a drawing rather than, say, a sketch. You might go back through here and clean up some of this stuff. Maybe even redraw it over top, like this, say. You might come back in, say, with even the same tool. It doesn't really matter. But more focused on the control of the drawing. Is more focused. Drawing is more focused. You might do one of these numbers. Be a little bit more careful with your lines. You know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be shaded or anything, but it looks a lot more cleaned up, you know. But then a render, to me, again, is more, let's say we add shading. Yeah, I know we already had this in the sketch phase, but there's a difference here. Let's say we do one of these. Now, a render might be more focused and more detailed. So you blend out this stuff. So you're trying to make it look more realistic. But it doesn't have to be realistic to be rendered. You know, I mean, manga and anime are rendered as well. And comics of any kind. But see, that starts to look a little bit more refined. And so that might be considered more of a render. So rendering is more of a finished concept. So if you start with a light sketch of something, kind of messy, like that, you might go straight into it, just depending on what you're doing. So maybe you want this to be a little more diffuse lighting, more of a indirect kind of thing. But drawings tend to be more clean, and then a render is more of the finalized product, if you will. It doesn't necessarily have to be realistic. It's just fancy talk for saying it's done. So you might do something like that. I don't know. This is, believe it or not, harder to do digitally than it is on paper.